sweating and different things, so I'll make sure we get enough on here. All right, that is plenty. Got enough for the next time. And then some. Yeah, that's perfect. And you know, in spite of the weather, everything's muddy and all of that.
With over 50 bold flavors of McCormick Grill Mates, expect innovation. McCormick Grill Mates, flavor is calling.
We're gathered here today.
Who invites a husky guy to an outdoor summer wedding? It's 100 friggin' degrees.
Natalia. Restore your engine to perform like new with all new Valvoline Restore and Protect. Another first from the original.
This is still really pleasant. Okay, so while we're waiting for the coffee to finish percolating and to eat the beef, I thought I'd go over this list. I'll show you what it looks like here. I'll put it up close so maybe you can kind of see. You can pause it right there and zoom in on it a little bit. All right, so let me read the list. Under clothing, underwear, 50 cents, t-shirt, $1.50, camo shirt, $3, socks, 4 pair. I actually got 4 pairs for $1. So I'm only wearing one. I got an extra one in there. Let's see, the pants, $5.99, boots, $8.99, jacket, $3.99, fleece hoodie was $2.99, and the leather gloves were $2.99, and then the poncho was $1.99. So the total for the clothes was $34.93. So less than $35 for an entire camping outfit of clothes. For cooking, the sterno cans, $1.99, frying pan, $1.99, leather bag for pan, $6.99, stainless steel bowl, 99 cents, percolator, $5.99, stainless steel coffee cup, 99 cents, can opener, 99 cents, butcher knife, $2.99, wallet for the knife, $5.99, spatula, $1.99, tongs, $1.99, cooking rack, 99 cents, silverware, 99 cents, steak knife, 99 cents, salt jar, 99 cents, ring for the silverware, 50 cents, Nalgene bottles, 2 of them, they were $1.99 a piece, coffee jar was 50 cents, and the food containers, $3.98, bringing a total together for our cooking of $45.81. Now for sleeping, it's our column up here. The sleeping bag was the single most expensive item, kind of expected that. I could have gotten cheaper ones, but I wanted something that was quality, and that's the M1949 with the M1945 canvas cover. So that's something that I can keep and use regardless. But the sleeping bag was $44.99. The sleeping mat was $4.99. The tent was $5.99, and the tent stakes 99 cents, bringing it to a grand total for sleeping of $56.98. Our miscellaneous items. The backpack, $20. It's actually a Kelty child's carrier. The SOG duffel bag, $7.99. The stuff sack, 99 cents. Umbrella, $2.99. 2 rolls of jute, $3.98. They were $1.99 a roll. And the travel toiletries in that little plastic kit, $1.99. Grand total for our miscellaneous gear, $37.94. All right, let's get into the tools column. So what do we pick up at the secondhand store for tools? The axe was $20. Axe file, 99 cents. The saw, $5.99. Shovel, $5.99. Knife sharpener, which I haven't showed yet. I bought a knife sharpener to go with it. It was $2.99. Magnifying glass, $2.99. The matches and lighter were free. Told you about that last night. Matches jar was 99 cents. Big flashlight was $1.99. Small flashlight, $1.99. Hand crank flashlight, for whatever reason, $2.99. Belts were $1.99 each. I used 2 of them, strapping stuff on top, and I'm wearing one. So I actually got 4 of them there. I only ended up using 3. $7.96. So the total for my tools, $54.87. So the grand total, including tax, $246.09. So less than $250. You can see there, a whole lot of items. Everything you need to go camping. Now, my last trip was a lot cheaper. That's what was 2019, so 6 years ago. Inflation and the prices of everything has gone up, even stuff perhaps at thrift stores. But it just goes to show you that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to go out camping and have a great time. And if you look at thrift stores, you can often find some really great gear for some fantastic prices. So here is the knife sharpener I told you about. It has carbide here and then different ceramic sticks for sharpening. So we can take this on a flat surface and bring back a nice keen edge. Sharpen it on the ceramics. And we're good to go. And all you gotta do is keep it straight in here. And little carbon steel, it's easy to sharpen and it holds an edge a really long time. The only thing you gotta be careful about is this stuff will rust. You can see some of the rust spots on there. So just keep it coated with some olive oil or bacon grease or something like that, and it'll last you for a long time. This is probably already well over 100 years old, and I'm sure it'll probably outlast me. All right, in those minutes that it took to show you that list, coffee has been percolating, and we are ready for a nice hot cup of coffee. This is where these gloves come in really handy. Nice and black. Now, if you'll notice, I kept the can. Of course, we're not going to throw it away out here in the wilderness, but this is a nice size. You can put it upside down and set it beside where you're eating, and it makes a nice little cup holder so that you don't have to set your mug down in the dirt, or here it is down in the mud, because it's a pretty nasty, muddy day here. Now we're going to sit down and enjoy the rest of our breakfast. Spoon, beef, and a nice cup of coffee. Gonna let it cool down just a little bit though. It's pretty warm. That is absolutely delicious. I suppose what I love most about this Thrift Store Survival Challenge is that it really forces you to think outside of the box, to make do with items that you wouldn't normally use, and in some cases to find items that you would definitely use. And it's kind of surprising. Again, as they say, sort of the luck of the draw, as it were. You don't really ever know what you're going to find. But I would ask you to, if you're going to try this, I would tell you should probably develop a list like I did for sleeping, for tools, for your clothes, for all of that stuff, and just take it with you when you go shopping. And as you find the items that fit, this is a result of multiple trips. I didn't find all of this in one trip, of course, but over the course of time, shopping at 2 or 3 different thrift stores, I was able to put together what you see here. That's some black coffee, I'll tell you. Well, I'm going to finish breakfast, and we'll get back with you. Well, we're just about done here today, but there's something else that I purchased that wasn't on the list, and I want to show it to you. I think you'll really like it, and something that's old school, and something that can help us get some food. But I want to show you that old fishing pole again. And I didn't have the tackle box included. It's with me, but I didn't have the price on. I want to show you what's in there. And just, again, just to prove that you don't have to spend a lot of money to get out in the backcountry and have a good time. You can get a little better view of one of the large bends in this creek that we have here.
CeraVe Hydrating Sheer Tint Sunscreen, now in 3 flexible shades that blend seamlessly into skin.
We all scream for cookies and cream.
Z-Bar Big Cell Collection, because adventure needs fuel.
Pilot, make a quiz for my astronomy notes.
You got it. What type of galaxy is Andromeda?
Spiral.
What does a spectrometer measure?
Light.
And when was your essay due?
We gave the all-electric Prologue generous passenger space. We elevated the design. And with Google built it, we made its tech intuitive. With the Prologue SUV, we've made it easy to go electric, just like you'd expect from a Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
It's not super deep, but it is pretty wide. And so it's probably, oh, I don't know, 35, 40 feet wide, something like that. And I've gotten some bass out of there about that long. Smallmouth bass, a lot of other things. Doesn't mean the fish should be biting today, of course. So this is the old fishing rod and reel. I said I showed this to you yesterday. It's an old steel rod. I did go ahead and put a hook on there. And then this is the tackle box that I purchased. And the tackle box was $2.99. But I also bought another tackle box, a smaller set, at a different store. And it was a Goodwill, I believe. This one came from the Salvation Army store. And so what we have here is we have a decent amount of fishing gear. So this top opens up, this, and we have some fishing lures. Little fish there, tangled up. Some artificial worms, some pieces of cork. Here is just a spoon type spinner with a treble hook. One extra hook here, a little bag with some swivels in it. Here are some hooks that have weights attached. And a couple more weights up in there, some sinkers. In the next level, we have a stringer if we want to keep the fish. Have some tags for fishing, some little artificial bait, some more worms. And then down inside the box, I have the rest of the cork float that I bought. This is actually for a large fishing net. So I just split it apart and took part of it. It has a couple of metal Y sticks. Put these in the ground so you can brace your rod on the fishing bank. It also has a small fish gaff, a larger fish, and then an old metal stringer with an extra cord so you can tie it off to the bank or to a tree, as well as it says 700 yards of 10-pound test. I don't know how much is actually on there, but we do have some old fishing line already on the fishing pole, and so we're going to use that. So because it's so wet, we should be able to find some earthworms under this old fire ring here. Ah, yeah, sure enough. All right, there's one, and there's another one, little red worm, trying to escape. Let's see what we can find over here. That's not too bad. Got a couple little worms. I know there's some night crawlers around here too. We'll turn over some old logs and stuff, but this will be enough to start with. As far as the float, I just tied a piece of cork onto it. There's our worms. All right, let's see if we got something here. Well, there's something down in there. Aha! That didn't take long at all. There you go. So, it's not a very big fish, but it's a fish. All right. Well, we're not going to be eating him today, so take this hook out, put him back in. I know there's plenty of fish in this creek. I've caught a bunch out of here. Most of them are rather small, like that one, and that's why you want to use a really small hook, not a whole lot of weight, and just a very, very small bobber, in this sense, a small piece of cork. Well, let's see if we can catch another one. Of course, we were going to stay here long term. We could get enough of these small fish, just little panfish, that, we could have a good meal. All right, we've got our cork down in there. I don't know if you can see it. Floating right there. This looks like a piece of dead wood, so it's a little bit hard to see, maybe. Oh, something's toying with it. Oh, I think it got my bait. Let's see. Well, not quite, but there's not a whole lot left. I'm gonna go see if I can get some more worms. These old rods and reels, they work a little different than some of the modern casting reels. All right, I think that's about enough. I'm actually using this like you would a cane pole. Not exactly how you're supposed to do it, but it should work. All right, that did pretty good. Well, that one's got a little more fight to it. All right. There you go. Like I said, you can catch these all day long here. And that one was just barely hooked, so that's pretty good. Now, something that may not be as apparent is this bank here. We're about 4 or 5 feet from the water. It doesn't maybe look like it on camera, but there's a pretty steep embankment. You could slide down it, and then it's just right into the creek. So I'm kind of having to stand on the edge here and fish, but it actually may be more like 6 or 7 feet down from right here. All right, let's see if we can get it out there. Catch a big one. All right, maybe I caught the only 2 fish that were in here. Or maybe they went back and told all their buddies. Of course, if you know anything about fishing, you know that happens a lot. You'll be catching them, and then all of a sudden, it's like somebody flipped the switch, and they just stop biting. Not necessarily. Now that one is small. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. And if you were surviving, this would be something you could definitely use. And actually, you would maybe use this for bait. So we're not going to keep him, though, of course. I just had a huge meal, and we're just doing this for fun. So just going to catch and release them. But anyway, just goes to show you what you can do with thrift store items. If you keep your eyes open, you can even find some really cool antiques, like this old fishing rod and reel. And I was pretty happy when I saw it there I just grabbed it and I said, well, that one's going home with me. There you go. 3 fish in about 10 minutes, probably not even that much. And part of that time was spent looking for worms. And I could sit in here all day and catch a bunch of those. I know there's some larger fish in here. Probably if I got to using the lures, would want to do that. You have to be careful. There's a lot of rocks. It's a very rocky bottom creek, so you want something that's going to stay closer to the surface. You can troll it along. Of course, it's a little harder to do with these old bait caster type rods. But anyway, it works pretty good. This one actually is branded Ocean City right here on the crank. So let's see, it's a number 81. That's what it says on the side. So I didn't look it up. I just know it's an old, cool fishing rod and a lot of fun to use. All right, well, fire's put out and we have the pack all packed up and ready to go. Kind of see what that looks like from all the angles. It is a bit of a heavy pack, but again, we don't get to pick super lightweight gear when we're buying stuff at a thrift store. Well, I appreciate you going along on this little trip. I hope that you've enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun. It was definitely challenging, but I had all the stuff that I needed. My plan worked out in spite of the rain. We're well fed, we're well rested, and it's time to hit the trail and head back home. Of course, I always have to come back for the camera. This is James Bender for Waypoint Survival. If you like this,